Did you know that there's a crater on the moon named Beer? That's right. It was discovered by a German banker and astronomer by the name Wilhelm Wolf Beer. And he was actually born on January 4th, like today. So, do I have a great recommendation for you? If you're looking for a great American Imperial Stout and one that will make you look like a connoisseur, then join me on this tasting. My name is Eddie, and I have tasted and sampled many beers from all over the world, and it is my passion to help you find that perfect beer you're looking for. Whether you're looking to try something new or there is something very specific that you're looking for to pair with your food, I got your back. Welcome back, beer lovers. Thank you for spending the next few minutes with me. As I said in the intro, my name is Eddie, and on this channel, I taste and review all kinds of beers and give you my most honest opinion about them, as well as some ideas to pair with your food, just like the one you're about to watch. So if you're new here, consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon down there so you're notified every time I release a new beer review video. And if you like the video, give me that thumbs up. Let me know if you like it. Now, what did I say in the intro? I have an American Imperial IPA, and this one is from another great American craft brewery, Lagunitas, and this one is called Willettized Coffee Stout aged in rye oak barrels. Now, you know why it's called Willettized? Well, because the bourbon oak barrels in which it is aged are from the J.D. Willett Distillery in Kentucky. Now, I have to put a disclaimer out there. This beer is not for the faint of heart. Actually, this is one of those beers I call a good night beer, because that's all you're going to be able to say probably after you drink it. This is a 13.1 ABV, that is alcohol by volume beer. So, I guess I should say, go with care. Make sure that you tread lightly with this beer. But however, we're going to enjoy it here. And today I chose my chalice here to taste this beer. You can also use a snifter glass, and always remember that having the right glass for the beer that you're going to taste is a great piece of becoming a beer connoisseur and looking like a beer connoisseur. So if you want to make sure that you look like a connoisseur, get your own set of Beer Connoisseur TV glasses. Open up the description below. Check out the store, see how you can get your hands on your own set, so you always have the right glass for the beer you're tasting. So now I am going to pour this beer on my chalice here, and we are going to enjoy this. Look at that. Wow. That is a nice thing to behold, right? Now, where do we always start? Appearance, and more importantly, the 3 C's, which are color, clarity, and carbonation, right? Well, it has a distinct, I would definitely call that a pretty black color. So it's a very, very jet black color there. And as far as carbonation, I did see a lot of bubbles rising when I was, as I was pouring it. There was a lot of action on the side of the glass there. So that was, I would call that definitely a lot of action there. Look at that big head of foam. Clarity, it was pretty clear. That was evident when I was pouring it. Look at that big head of foam. It was all the way up to the rim. And now it's dissipating. So what, I've been talking for about maybe 30, 40 seconds. You have about half of it still left. So good, decent retention there as well. Now, let's go for the aromas first. Well, let's just say it's not a secret that it was aged in bourbon barrels, because that's the first thing that comes to the nose. It's that kind of like bourbon-y barrel. It just smells like wood. So it's kind of like, but wood soaked in some kind of alcohol, which you know is bourbon. So it's definitely the first thing you get is that bourbon oaky aroma. Now, as the foam has almost completely dissipated, I get a strong malt aroma. So like a caramel, like a caramel sweet aroma, and then a little bit of a toast, kind of like oats or bread kind of aroma there as well. But definitely you can smell the booze. It smells, you know, the aroma is what I would describe as boozy also. So with 13.1 alcohol by volume, I guess it's no surprise. That's as far as I can tell you as far as the aroma. So now I'm going to taste it, let you know what we're looking at here. Wow. Well, wow, it's a lot more complex flavor than I anticipated. It was not bitter when I expected it to be bitter on the tip of the tongue. It started immediately sweet. So it was very sweet, almost like vanilla sweet, started opening towards the middle of the palate. That vanilla caramel kind of coated my whole palate. And it wasn't until the end that I felt it, and I felt it rather strongly, the booze. So the alcohol, you can definitely feel that towards the end of the taste, which may or may not be your thing, and actually it may be important when you're considering what foods to pair this with. I would call this as close to full body as I would probably call it. It's definitely a pretty heavy body there. And the taste does, like I said, the booze does linger towards the back of the taste. And like I said, that's important when we go to the next piece, which is the part that you come to me, the part that makes you a connoisseur, the food pairings. Now, you know, with stouts, bold foods with lots of meats and sauces and smoke, those are the kinds of foods that we are, and richness, kind of like the, you know, stuff with cheeses and rich cheeses. Those are the kind of foods that you normally would go for when you're going with a stout. Now, with this bold beer, with such big character and big flavor, you need bold foods. Otherwise, it's going to wipe out the taste of anything else you put in your mouth. So you have to go for some big foods here. And the first thing is grilled steaks are, you know, as big as you can go with those, especially, you know, if you stay in the medium rare kind of temperature there for the steak. And I would recommend that you can actually add a creamy mushroom sauce on top of your steaks. Yes, that will definitely, with sauteed mushrooms, that would definitely make it even better to pair with this great beer. Now, you know what? I'm not going to shy away from saying that this is a great beer to have with a great burger, especially if you make it a cheeseburger, and more specifically a blue cheese cheeseburger. So if you put some blue cheese crumbles on top of that burger once it comes out of the grill and you let that melt, yes, the beer has a lot, you know, that alcohol is going to cut right through the fat of the burger. The caramel and the vanilla and the rest of the flavors are a great pairing to the blue cheese kind of flavors. So it's definitely going to harmonize pretty well. Also, some barbecue, bourbon barbecue glazed pork chops. No surprise there. This has a kind of like a bourbon infused taste. So if you have a sauce that you mix with some bourbon there and you glaze some pork chops with that sauce, you put those chops in the grill, trust me, that's going to go great with this beer. As far as cheese, you can probably go bold with this beer. And if you staying in the blue cheese realm, if you go to kind of like the medium or even the hard cheeses, something like a Stilton, this is the perfect beer for a Stilton, because one thing is not going to overpower the other, and actually it's going to let you enjoy that. Like I said, there is some decent carbonation on it too, so it's going to help, you know, that astringency, that clean, you know, it's going to clean the palate, and the alcohol definitely plays a part there. But this is the right pairing for a beer of this character. You know, I always leave you a secret as far as a dessert pairing. Stouts are great beers to pair with dessert. Sometimes they are great to be dessert, just on their own, right? And so today is no exception. Go ahead and open the description below and check out my recommendation for a great dessert pairing that you can have with Willettized from our friends at Lagunitas. Now let me ask you, that concludes today's lesson, but not before I ask you, have you had Willettized coffee stout from Lagunitas? What's your impression of it? Have you paired it with anything? Have you drank it solo? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. Now, I hope I have helped you increase your beer knowledge as we are all on this journey of becoming beer connoisseurs. And I encourage you to be on the lookout over the next few days when I release my next beer review video. And until then, enjoy!